to Natarajan sir, how is the private sector in terms of research collaboration? What are the challenges? What are the strengths? Sir will talk to us.
Thank you, Gopal, for having me, and thanks to Partha for making me run from morning to so many sessions. So, challenges in developing a clinical trial network in India, a private institution perspective. So, to establish a hospital-based clinical trial network in ophthalmology, thanks to Dr. Gopal Pillai and our other PIs, specifically Gopal Pillai, because I think in the initial time, I remember talking to him when he was working with the genetics in Amrita, and I said we would like to work with you. And same time, Dr. Azad is actually also heads my research team in Mumbai. So with him, I think this was possible. So I think I'm sure you have spoken about all this and our various collaborating side. So this is initiated by the Biotechnology Industry Research Assistant Council, BIRAC, and there is actually, I would like everybody to visit that website. They have a lot of funds. I think the only way thing is to how to write an impressive grant which is practical and also to make it to implement it. And now we are having that's the challenge which we are facing, and we are assisting Gopal Pillai for that to develop a national collaborative organization for ophthalmology studies. Now, thanks to again Gopal for establishing it, and we call it IOCTN, to develop a common platform for protocols, policies, data sharing for ease of operations of clinical trial. And actually, all this has helped a private establishment like mine to streamline, to enable and nurture an ecosystem for preparing India's technological and product development capabilities in providing dedicated ophthalmic products, to promote further expansion of this network, to cover more institutions in each region and envisage financial sustainability of the network through partnership and collaboration with Indian companies in the next stage. We have already written a second project on inherited retinal degeneration. So this was the main objective, which we are really capacity building, multicentric registry, and we are now focusing on the third objective, the clinical trial conduct readiness, and approach industry, third-party agents to initiate trials at the center. This is our site facility and infrastructure. Thank that time I was running the hospital, and we created this for this. So the challenges faced is manpower turnover in a private hospital, particularly the 6 institutes are placed in Patna, Trivandrum, Cochin, Chitrakoot, and Mumbai, and the cost of living in Mumbai is unfortunately high, and somehow the hospital, by the time I've been transferred to Dr. Agarwal, says I'm still in the negotiation to top up the money given along with the doctor, along with the what we get from Government of India, but that's still a challenge. They are not convinced. Patient recruitment, and that's because we don't have a charity right now, so we have now depending on the outreach activities of the foundation, which we work in the slums. Institutional review board approval. Fortunately, we have our own negotiative, administrative, and regulatory requirement. Establishing a clinical trial network in ophthalmology under BARAC is a complex undertaking that involves numerous challenges and requires careful attention to detail. And that's what in the private setup we have learned. One of the primary challenges in establishing a clinical trial network is recruiting qualified and interested personnel, particularly passionate person, which is what I'm struggling. An ophthalmology clinical record requires a diverse team of professionals, including ophthalmologists, clinical research coordinators, data managers, etc. Identifying individuals with the necessary expertise and experience can be time consuming and challenging. And when experienced personnel, the other problem we face is they take this as a stepping stone. They get well trained, and then somebody will give 10,000 rupees more, and they will leave the job. So when the experienced personnel leave the clinical trial network, there's a risk of losing valuable institutional knowledge and expertise. And once personnel are recruited, comprehensive training need to be implemented to ensure they have the required knowledge and skills to conduct trials effectively. Factors that contribute to manpower turnover include competitive job markets, limited career advancement. I think this is another problem because it's 3 years and they are already knowing that after that we will not get this job. So unless as a main hospital we can look after them, inadequate compensation, which is a challenge in Mumbai, and the demanding nature of clinical trial network. Implementing strategies to enhance job satisfaction, providing professional development opportunities, which is what I'm trying to do as a part of the Agarwal group of hospitals, and offering competitive remuneration packages are important for reducing turnover rates. Recruitment refers to the process of identifying, engaging, and enrolling eligible individuals into clinical trial. Ophthalmology clinical trial often require participants with specific eye conditions or diseases. Finding a sufficient number of eligible patients within limited geographical area or a specific demographic can be challenging. It requires specific eligibility criteria to ensure the safety and efficacy of the interventions being tested. These criteria may include age, specific ophthalmic conditions, disease severity, and other medical morbidities. Patient recruitment. Engaging potential participants obtaining informed consent are critical aspects of the recruitment process. Patients must understand the purpose, risks, and benefits of clinical trial to make an informed decision to participate. And we have the problem of, compared to the charitable hospital, we have a low turnover and high financial return. So that's which we have to match. But my desire is to take part in this clinical trial network. That's why, with a great difficulty, I support my staff. And building trust with the potential participants and their caregivers is crucial for successful recruitment. Since it is a single specialty private institution, the footfall of OPD was less compared to government institution. The patient felt concerned regarding data security, hence avoided consenting for the study. That's a private patient problem. Patient need assurance that their well-being and rights will be protected throughout the trial. Patients coming to the OPD are usually referred by other doctors as a last resort when most of the treatment methods have failed to recover visions of the patients. Due to this, the availability of treatment naive patients is too less in a hospital like mine, and a lot of clinical trials have been recruitment of treatment naive patients. Hence, this becomes a limitation. So, outreach activities should include educational campaigns that highlight the benefits of participation, ethical consideration, and the impact on advancing ophthalmic treatment. Establishing metrics to measure the reach, engagement, and conversion rates of outreach efforts can provide insights into their success. Outreach programs are usually conducted in rural areas. Patients from rural areas, though identified as prospects for clinical research, may not comply with traveling to the study centers. That's also, we are trying to bridge the gap. Identifying patients with specific conditions for a clinical trial inclusion is difficult during outreach program. Only a partial screening will be provided with plans of detailed examination prepared at the main center. With a multicentric study, it is difficult to coordinate the review meetings in every institute consistently. Each institute's review suggestions may require several revisions and provide numerous justifications before being approved. We have now, fortunately, a specific person looking after this, clinical research coordinator, who is now doing the ethical committee requirements. Only this, because most large multicentric clinical trial require multiple IRB approvals. The discrepancies in the IRB determinations and standard across the nation complicate and slow down the clinical trial process. They may also prevent investigators from implementing the same trial protocols across all study sites, which is essential for producing reliable trial results. To negotiate administrative and regulatory requirements, internal reviews of a clinical trials, various components required by a private institution, a public organization, or a pharmaceutical business may cause the trial start to be severely delayed. Clinical trial conduct is impacted by internal review standards set by both national and state regulatory agencies. Investigators face a big task in adhering to these many rules. As a result of the delays, trials take longer to complete and are less effective overall. So this, we are doing clinical trial under the CTN. We have various people approached, the Bayer, Reliance, IVU, there are some Indian pharmaceutical, then international doctor Gopal Pillai is trying. And then the lessons learned from a clinical trial network. Standardized protocol. Following a standardized common protocol for research study with multiple centers gave new perspectives and working routines. I'm happy some staff are sticking back and they're working on it. I hope we can induce this enthusiasm and interest in the others. And working on publication, the importance of publishing the research study at the center is crucial in spreading knowledge and experience with the medical community. The same staff, I'm trying to give them some more publications by making them work. So the idea is to keep them apart from the our clinical trial network, whether anything else they can do, so that they have more papers in their name, so that they will probably take this as an incentive and stay back. Data management. The process of data collection, storage, and analysis are found to be an integral part of clinical research, and the facilities for data management system is established. Protocol development. The team is encouraged to write protocols for clinical studies in collaboration with the other clinical trial network. The IEC approval. Following a common dossier preparation format, and faster coordination among the centers help in timely submission and review presentations. Updates on clinical trial inquiries. The centers are consistently updated with clinical trial feasibilities and the status internally. So, thank you very much for a patient listening.